and this is where we all live. Higher wind along here and coming down. We're going to look to see what's happening right here in North Ridgeville. Whoops. Okay, the shores of Lake Erie is estimated through NREL again, and this is a national lab that is thought of as the base for a lot of statistics that are being shown to be real. That let's go back a second. In this corridor, there's typically 6 to 6.5 miles per hour wind. Okay, up on the shores of Lake Erie, in Avon Lake, for a wind turbine that would be 197 feet, there would be approximately 14.6 miles per hour. And you could read, okay, your city hall is the next set down here. You're still double what the main corridor would be. So there might be a possibility to be able to use it here. Wind manufacturing in Ohio, as Ted and Mike had said earlier, Ohio is #2 in the United States for potential manufacturing of wind turbine components because our people have a good work ethic. They know how to work. And they have also been trained in technologies, and they've been trained in the automotive industries. And to take what they know in the automotive industries and easily transfer it over to wind development is going to be a very, very easy learning curve here. And we have the logistics of the roads, we have the ports, the rivers, and soon there will be more rail. And Ohio is a manufacturing state. Earlier you had asked about the monies. Okay, the opportunities in Ohio. In the Parker Hannafin right now is supplying braking fluid, brakes, and then you've got the gears that are coming out of what was Avon bearings, and then you have Lubrizol that's supplying the lubricants right now in this area. In this part of Ohio, there are 15 different manufacturing firms right in this part of Ohio that are supporting the wind turbine industry. And you can see behind me what the opportunities are by the Ohio Department of Development.
What are those numbers? Annual?
Those numbers are total. Those numbers are total.
Per year or?
Per year, yes.
Okay.
There's opportunity. Okay, this is one of my favorite ones because when you have a renewable energy source and you're using it within your community and you're going green because you're being efficient, you're giving an example as a municipality, as businesses, to residents, all of a sudden you are going to have your companies coming in are going to be able to retain their employees. It positions your community as a regional leader. And when Steve brings in companies into Lorain County, and they're looking at one in Lorain County and one in maybe Montgomery County, if you are going along the green path, you're going to be closer to closing that deal. Going green starts with efficiency, as we said. Energy alternatives, such as in Oberlin. How many people here know where Oberlin receives some of this power? Very good, because Rick and I have talked. Bowling Green has 4 wind turbines there that have 7.6 megawatts of electricity. And Oberlin is receiving part of their power from those Bowling Green turbines. You can reduce, you can reuse, you can recycle. Buildings and parks, there's yard waste, which you're already picking up, your leaves. I know that you have shred days. I know that you're working with Lorain County Solid Waste Management District with all of the programs that they're offering here. And we can also talk about regionalization.
Oberlin also has their environmental sciences building they just built that's very energy efficient. Absolutely,
absolutely. Green increases market value, and here are 2 companies. I have one that I thought everybody in the room would know about, Johnson & Johnson. They have really committed to going green with the solar industry. And Coldwater Creek, a lot of the women in the room know about Coldwater Creek clothing. And back in 2006, they completely committed to 100% of their U.S. operations are to be using renewable energy, and they went with wind. If, and this is again from the Ohio Department of Natural Resources, if over 130 megawatts of community-based energy development, that's what we're going to be talking about, community-based energy development projects, were in operation, it would trigger $150 million in economic activity, hundreds of new jobs, And I know as a council person, I'm like you folks. I base what we're going to do with our budget with what kind of revenue is going to be coming in. So those jobs are very important. There's also some tangible benefits. And the tangible benefits, as you know, are what everyone talks about the environment, and I'm not going to read those because you can read them on your own. There's also a lock-in cost of electricity, as we spoke about before. Now, community-based energy. What is community-based energy? When you have locally owned energy, and it's locally owned within your region, within your county, okay, there's going to be more funds coming into your county, into your region, than what there would be if you're going to be pulling that power out of, let's say, Mansfield, or out of Dayton, or out of Chicago, or out of Pittsburgh. And there are two cases here. One is in Minnesota, and you can read behind me that with local ownership, when they crunched the numbers, it was 2.5 times more jobs, 3.7 times more total local area dollars. And I know that our mayor likes dollars, and I know that Mayor Gillock likes dollars coming his way too. We have an example here in Lorain County with the city of Oberlin. Some of the options that they have done with a community-owned energy, and it's the Oberlin Municipal Light and Power Services. First of all, they offer everyone, whether you're a business or you're a homeowner, a free energy audit. Secondly, they have free home and small business heat loss inspections. And they use an infrared camera so they can see where the heat's coming out of. They sell their energy efficient compact fluorescent light bulbs because they buy them in bulk, and they can sell them to you at a much lesser price than if you were to go out on their own. They also shot after a grant, and they won it for one of their schools, to put up a 1 kilowatt solar system for the educational system. In Oberlin, the same power company secured Department of Energy grants for 3 of their industries in order for them to assess them energy-wise. They would have a baseline. They purchased an energy bike, which if you haven't seen it, they're able to travel around. You can always contact them. You can bring them into your schools or into your library. They're a librarian with us. They're very, very interesting in how the energy bike works. It's a great educational tool. And they're a joint owner of a hydro plant on the Ohio River. And they also purchased from hydroelectricity that's up in New York, the power. The other thing that they've done is that they have off the landfill. And so they've been out to the landfill. Have you seen the landfill? It's a mountain out there, isn't it? There's a lot of methane gas that comes off of there, and they have a generator running off of it. And like I said, they're a joint owner of the Bowling Green 7.2 megawatt site, which is wind. And their total green power is 14.9%. And you're thinking, my gosh, all that work and it's only 14.9%. It's the philosophy behind it, because they know that they're trying to reduce their carbon footprint. Economic development. There's tax revenue, generation income. We want to attract manufacturing and technology here. Community-based energy benefits. So I'm going to talk a little bit about community-based energy benefits. 2 weeks ago, I had an appointment with the Reliant Electric in Avon Lake with the plant manager. And they're very interested in getting involved in a community-based energy. And the type of community-based energy that they're looking at is possibly wind. And they're looking at the transmission lines, because they're on the north side of the lake, and right across the street from them is the grid. The grid has transmission lines that generate the generation of the power that brings the transmission down to the following communities: Avon Lake, Avon, North Ridgeville, and Columbia Station. And if those 4 communities would work together in using green power, in utilizing a co-op where it would not be owned by the city of Avon Lake, but it would be a co-op that people could participate in, perhaps then we too could have reduced energy bills. The utilities, what do they get out of it? Well, yes, they're getting a mandate, and they are reaching the mandate level that they must reach. But they're also offsetting emission penalties from using fossil fuels. Ratepayers, we all benefit from it. And businesses benefit from it. I want to go back to the